And then, so House Bill 1525 is something that just passed this last legislative session, and there were some rules that were now that apply to our SHAC meeting. So some of them we were already doing, but some of the new ones are 72 hours before a meeting, the agenda must be posted online and on campus. While we always had an agenda, the 72 hours is a little bit different, and then posting it on campus and online. So this meeting, we did do that. We posted it online, and then we also gave it to campuses to post in their front office as well. Minutes must be posted on the district website. This is something that we've already done. The new one that I just talked about, the audio or video recordings must be posted on district website as well, and so we will do that. And then the other one, opt-in instead of opt-out, is now a requirement for any sexual education, anything like that, which we've done in the past, because really the puberty stuff is what that's talking about, and we've always had opt-in instead of opt-out. So we're already meeting that requirement. So I wanted to just kind of go over that real quick. And then I think on our agenda too, we need to talk about minutes. We'll go back to that. Sorry, John.
All right, I think minutes, we're looking at the April minutes from last year, or last semester, pardon me. So April, I know Holly sent them out. I'm sure you all recall them quite clearly, but if anyone has any questions or comments on them, any corrections that they would like to submit, please feel free. If not, I'll accept a motion to approve the minutes as they were submitted to us back in April. Don't all speak at once.
I motion to approve.
All right, can I get a second? All right.
A second.
Second, all in favor?
Third. Aye.
All right.
Aye.
Then we'll say that motion passes.
Great. So then I just also, the next thing we have on our agenda, I wanted to go real quick, is kind of an orientation to SHAC, because we have some new members, which I'm so glad to see some new members. But I just wanted to go over what does SHAC do and kind of what our responsibilities are. So I have this link here, and I'm going to share it after the meeting. There's actually a School Health Advisory Council, a guide for Texas school, that's put out by Department of State Health Services that was revised in January. And let me see if I can admit this person. I think Erica is about to join us. Okay. So it was revised in 2021. So I'm going to share this link with us after the meeting. I think it would be good for us just to review and kind of have that as a guide for as we move forward in the year. The job of SHAC is to make sure that school health programs reflect local community values. So that is what we're here for, is to make sure that our community values are present in any health program that we do. So our roles, there's
real quick, we can't see your screen anymore, correct?
No, I don't. Let me try that again.
I saw that. I was about to type a message and I saw someone else, and I was like, I wonder if she knows.
Well, and I can't see the message chat. Let me try this again. Okay, now can you see it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thanks. Let me go back. Okay, there's the link, and I'm going to share that link with y'all. Our job as a SHAC is to make sure that school health programs reflect local community values. And thanks, while I'm presenting, I can't see the chat box as well, so please feel free to jump in, interrupt me. That'll be fine. And we only have a few slides. And then, so the roles of SHAC are program planning. We're going to collaborate and carefully plan school health programming, keeping the whole school, whole community, whole child philosophy in the center of what we're doing. We promote school health. We have a fiscal impact in helping raise money and prepare grant requests. An example of this is I think it's 2 years now, when we did the SOAR Coalition and the grant that we also helped with that. So that was a great example of doing that. Collaboration with district and state health agencies. We're going to liaise with district school boards, and we're going to evaluate accountability and quality control. And so those are the main roles of SHAC. So I just wanted to review those with us as we kind of start the school year. And again, I'm going to share that link to that resource that tells us, Department of State Health Services puts out to help us kind of guide what we're going to do. And so next is department updates. Oops. So counseling, do we have an update from counseling?
Holly, since we are hiring a new director right now, I'm kind of thinking that our update is forthcoming.
Sounds good. Understand that. Athletics, do y'all want to share?
Yes, ma'am. Athletics is in full force. We do continue to work with the number of students who are COVID-19 positive and whose parents choose to quarantine. There are students who are close exposure to. We have had to cancel one varsity football game. We've had to jive teams together to make B teams at our middle school. We continue to separate volleyball players on the court for social distancing during timeouts. We continue to work with our custodial staff and our own staff to disinfect locker rooms at the conclusion of games and during the week after practices. It is a requirement for a student who tests positive for COVID-19 by the UIL to receive a return to play from a doctor. It's not good enough to just run out your 10 days and return to school. That's a different requirement than it is for students who may return to campus after a COVID-19 exposure. So we continue to deal with these challenges. I would say that the number of people coming to watch their children play is equal to what it was prior to the pandemic. It seems as if people want to get outside and go and continue their lives, even though that they know that next to them may be someone who may or may not be have taken their shots from there. So I would say our elementary PE have had several very good trainings recently, and we are working on a different way to determine a child's BMI for the fitnessgram. We're looking at a BAI, and we're working with Dr. Karen Ray through TCU and the LINK initiative as to how to best get a truer reading of a student in elementary schools body mass index.
That sounds interesting. Thank you for that update. So health services is next, and I'll be able to share that. So I'll just share that this year has looked a little bit different than what we were expecting it to, and we have adjusted, and I'm just so very proud of our school nurses and our health services staff. I'll share that we have had we've kind of focused on increasing our access to testing, because we know if we can test and identify a COVID positive person, excluding them from continuing to be at school helps us decrease the spread of illness within our walls. So for the first 3 weeks of school, our school nurses had access to tests that were rapid tests on campus. And so, because we quickly realized that in the community, there was a great need for testing, that there was just no place to go really up here. CVS, Walgreens were available, but the lines were really long. People couldn't get in for days. And so really our on-campus testing being done by our school nurses was the access that our students had. And so I'm very thankful that we had that. We also last week, because we saw that increased need for testing, we were able to partner with Be Well Primary Care. And we have established 2 drive-through sites in the district, one on the east side and one on the west side. And these drive-through sites are available for students, staff, and families. And we're really happy about that, because the tests that we had from TEA that were available on campus were really for students and staff. We couldn't test family members with those tests because of the restrictions for the rules of getting them from TEA. So this partnership allows us to be able to offer tests also to the parents, which we're very excited about, because we know that we need that. They need access to testing as well. And so the drive-through sites are at the back of Building 6, and then in our central admin, and then Prairie Vista drive-through site is in the parking lot at Prairie Vista Middle School. And the first week they saw over and tested over 900 people. And so we are just so very thankful, because that's just increased our amount of testing, because again, our school nurses are still doing it as they're able to, but again, they also have to do the other school nurse stuff that they need to do with having everyone back on campus and having a very full load of taking care of children. And so we are very helpful that this helps relieve some of the stress that the urgent care centers, cooks, all of that we're seeing in the first couple of weeks when people were going there to urgent care centers to get a test because they were either had had a close contact or they were scared and they wanted to test. So I am very thankful that we're able to provide this to our community here and our students and staff, because we can keep our students here and they can get a test very quickly and then go on and not have to go to an urgent care center. And we also do have 3 sites at the high schools to help with testing students that are leaving to go home that have become symptomatic during the day, and staff that are there. While the high school sites aren't able to take kids from the outside that get sick at home, it is something that again helps our school nurses. And then I would also just share that our COVID dashboard, we have updated that since the beginning of the school year. We would just want to be as, we want people to have information. So we have updated that daily. We have added a % positive, like our active cases, so we can give information about that, because we want people to be able to have that information and make choices for their family. And so that is my update. Fine Arts, you're next. Sean may not be able to come off of his since he was
Can
mobile.
everyone hear?
Yes,
Hello?
we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, just checking. So in the wonderful world of fine arts, things are going moving ahead in more of a pre-pandemic fashion. In that, activities, concerts, programs are being scheduled, and rehearsals and performances are already taking place. Of course, our directors are doing a great job of adhering to district protocols and following them very closely. We're distancing in rehearsal and performance as much as we can. And like Mr. Griffin mentioned, for our marching band and drill team students right now, because they're the only participants in a UIL activity currently at this time of the year, the protocols are the same as student athletes, which are a little bit different than the district protocols. So we're watching that and carefully planning for that. We have had a handful of fine arts teachers who have had to be out because of a positive COVID test. However, to date, none of them have been seriously ill, and they've been able to return in the 10-day time frame and get back in the flow with their students. So we're continuing to stay in close touch with the district, with health services, with Holly, to adjust as we need to for the overall health and safety of our students and our staff.
Awesome. Nutrition? I don't know if Aaron's been able to join us yet. So Megan, you may be up.
He's not. I can give a little bit of an update. We are still extremely short-staffed. That hasn't changed. It's just really hard right now to find people. I mean, I think if you have been anywhere in the food service industry, you'll notice that they have now hiring signs up. Just like I said, it's really hard to find people right now. So we are hiring. I mean, she's interviewing and hiring, almost daily, as often as she can. But then it's a matter of just getting those people in the doors, actually. So still short-staffed, making it work though. We've made changes to the menu, streamlined it a little bit. Where we used to offer like 5 entrees in the high school now, or 6, sorry, now we're offering 5, and instead of like 3 veggies, we've only got 2. So a few different things, still trying to make sure that the menu has lots of variety and color and textures and all of those different things, and it's what the kids want. But we have streamlined it just, a little bit. Breakfast in the elementaries is more of a grab and go option. Still, so trying to help with labor as much as we can in those areas. Like I said, still making sure we're offering, the fresh fruits and vegetables and all the colors and textures and all of that. So that's where we are as far as staffing. Still really shorthanded, but meals are up, which is great. I think with the meals, the reimbursable meals being free this year, we've seen a great increase in participation, which is fabulous. We absolutely love it. We're hoping that we can, kind of capture these students while it's free and keep them. We're not sure what's going to happen past this year, whether meals will still be free or whether they won't, whether they'll have to qualify again for the free and reduced meals program. But if we can capture these students right now and show them what a good, healthy, school meal can be, then we're hoping maybe we can keep their participation. So that's labor and meals. Supply chain issues continue to be a huge problem. I read a statistic yesterday that for every 7 trucks scheduled, there's 1 delivery driver. So, for example, today our produce is not coming. It's coming tomorrow. So we've just got to, in the kitchen, we've just got to be flexible, and menus may change. Menus may change day of, because I found out this morning, that produce isn't coming. And so it's not like we don't have some stuff that we can use, but supply chain issues are really, really crazy. I had 1 week where I had 379 items shorted on our Cisco trucks that I have to approve for subs and everything. So just flexibility is kind of the key right now in our department.
Thank you, Megan, for that update. And you just brought up a really good point that I'll just share, because we get to have so many community members out there. We are actively looking for, if you know someone that wants a job, please send them our way, because child nutrition, our custodians, bus drivers, all desperately need people right now. And then I'm hiring in the nursing department. So if you know any RNs that are looking for a school nurse job, please send them my way. We definitely could use them. So all of the openings are on the HR website and EMS ISD. So if you know of someone looking, please send them that way. And that's all of our updates, department updates. So the next thing that we were going to talk about was goals for the year. Let me see. I think Gypsy may have gone out and then came back. Are you back, Miss Gypsy?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I just want to make sure that we didn't lose you. Okay, so you're back. So let's talk a little bit about goals this year. John, I'll let you kind of start off and maybe lead this conversation if you don't mind.
Absolutely. So each year, the SHAC committee tries to identify a goal or 2 that we want to focus on for the coming year. We start talking about this in September. We try and solidify our goal for October and start working on that for each at each of our meetings over the course of the year. I think that there are a couple of things that the committee can choose to focus on. These are things that we provide feedback to the school district on. We'd like to kind of open it up and generate some conversation. So keeping in mind kind of the target range that Holly discussed with us, kind of our purpose as the SHAC committee, are there any ideas as to what we might want to focus on for the coming year?
One thing I was thinking about prior to us meeting was, and I know that there obviously are liability issues, so I don't know what role this plays, but I'd be interested to hear what participation the Hollenstein Health Services kiddos have in the various things that are going on just because of the state that we're in right now, if they're going to get any of the experience, if they're getting to shadow or see any of that. It was something that came to my mind last night as I was preparing.
So talk to us a little bit more about that. The experience like shadowing in real life careers or?
Well, I mean, you guys have talked about how they're doing testing swabs, how things are rapidly changing because of COVID. And my understanding is at the Hollenstein Center, you've got people who are training to be patient care technicians, people who are training to be EMTs.
Right.
My question would be, are there any opportunities for them to experience this now, obviously, without putting the district in any kind of liability situation where a student could get sick? Is there any opportunity for them to shadow in these kinds of things where they're doing these rapid testing, where they're doing, all of these hands-on things? Are there opportunities while COVID, is a very negative thing? It's presented some opportunities for these students. I would like to think, if possible, without putting the district in liability, if it would be a possibility to let them have those experiences.
And I really don't have an answer, but I'm sure that's something that we can look into. I'm sure that Holly can ask what the protocols are at the center and see what they're learning. I know there are several programs out there, everything from the Culinary Institute to the health and the EMT response, and boy, they've just got such a wealth of programming out there.
Absolutely, and they have the curriculum that they use and stuff like that in their classrooms that are specific to that. So I definitely can reach out to the HCTC and see if there's something that we can definitely help broaden their time that they're here. One thing I will share, and I think Aaron was probably going to talk about it, but he wasn't here. This year, we also need to review our wellness policy. It has to be done every 3 years. And so it is up to be reviewed this year. And so what that means is that starting in October, we would probably just need to start looking at different pieces of it and take notes. And then if we were going to make any recommendations for changes, that we would be able to have that ready and done for our last meeting before the school year to make that. So that's one thing. It is up for review this year.
Okay. Well, I certainly think that we should perhaps review part of that, or actually perhaps even do some preparatory work in anticipation of each of our meetings. Perhaps we could send out a portion of that wellness policy and ask everyone to read it beforehand and then have a discussion over it and kind of spread it out. I know it's a lot of reading, so we might want to break it into more digestible bits and assign it per meeting that we have. We have meetings in October, December, and February. So it give us 3 different meetings to kind of read through the whole thing and make any suggestions that we see.
Absolutely. We don't want to wait till one meeting and do that all at once.
No, it's a lot. We've had to do that before. So, all right.
One thing that I will share that I would like for us to do is, I talked kind of earlier about puberty education. And so we have been using a video to that. And so I would like for the SHAC to view that and just give any feedback on that. And so that's what I will be ready to give y'all probably before the next meeting, the link to be able to view that and then come back and just give me any feedback for that. So.
Okay. Would you like to schedule that for our October meeting?
Yes.
If you want to send a link to us, then we can all watch that prior to the October meeting and then have any feedback for you.
Yes, that sounds great.
Right. I will also, I know that we are down our counseling lead, but Red Ribbon is coming up next month. I know Erica is on the call with us, so with the SOAR Coalition, if the SOAR can assist the counselors with any drug education presentations or activities for the month of October, please let her know. She'll make sure that that happens for the district.
Yes, I would love to do that. So definitely you can reach out to me and I'll put my email into the chat box.
Thank you.
All right, are there any other ideas about, although truly thinking that we only have 5 meetings together, really, That's quite a bit already on the agenda. Holly, was there anything else that we had discussed in our planning?
So I would like to, for Red Ribbon in October, I'm going to ask Mr. Ramirez, our safety and security person, to come speak for that meeting. So let's push the puberty review back to December, because then that's a lot for October. So let's focus on safety and security for October, and then we'll do puberty review in December, if that's okay.
That sounds great.
Okay.
It's not new for the committee, but and I'm kind of persisting on this. I would like to know the status of the drug search. You know, the canine, how do you pronounce that? Program that we discussed in previous years. What is the status?
That would be Mr. Ramirez. He's over school safety. So we'll have him in next month, EFC, in October, to talk to us about those programs.
Okay, yes, because I know that we the district wanted to implement some things, but because of the contract that was not included in the contract, there were things that needed to be checked and see if it were possible. So, but I just wanted to keep it, you know, on the top of things, so we don't forget about that.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
All right, anything else? All right, so then in October, we'll have Mr. Ramirez come in, and then in December, we'll do the puberty education, and then we'll also do a small piece of the wellness plan at each meeting as well. So when you get your minutes, we'll also have a small piece of that wellness plan. Please do your homework. You see, you even get homework now before each SHAC meeting, so that you'll be prepped to kind of have a discussion about that wellness plan, okay?
Sounds good. Does anyone else have anything else? I don't have anything else unless you do, John.
No, ma'am. I think we're good.
Well, thank y'all so much for your time. And so, yes, we will send out minutes and the snippet of the health policy that we are. And then our next meeting is going to be October 19th. And just kind of be watching if we're going to have a Teams meeting or an in-person. We'll kind of make that decision closer to the time in October. But thank y'all so much for your time, and I hope y'all have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Thank you,
You
Holly.
too. Stay safe.
Thank you.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye.